Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're on page 237, and before we begin, we're going to do a little bit more review with division and of decimals. So our first problem is 9 5/10 divided by 25 hundredths. Okay, so remember my in and out strategy reminds us that this is our dividend and it goes inside. This is our divisor and it goes outside. So I'm going to set it up. Okay, remember yesterday I said the first thing you always check is make sure your divisor does not have a decimal. You may not have a decimal outside. That's an absolute no. So since there's a divisor outside, what I need to do is I need to move this. So I'm going to move it 1, 2, and I'm going to move it over there. Because now when it says 25 decimal point, that's the same as a whole number. So it doesn't really count anymore. Because I moved that 2 to the right, I need to move this 1, 2 to the right also. Now what that does then is it creates this empty spot that I need to fill in with a 0. And now I can bring up my decimal. So I do all my decimal work at the beginning in a division problem. Then I just can do a regular division problem. So 25 cannot fit into 9. 25 can fit into 95 3 times because 4 25s is 100. So I have 3 times 25 is 75. And I get 20 and bring down my 200. 25 can fit into 200. Well, 25 can fit into 100 4 times, so 25 can fit into 200 8 times. So 8 times 25 is 200, and my answer is 38 decimal point, which is the same as just 38 wholes then. Okay, so your problem that I want you to try is 13 86 hundredths divided by 3 3/10. Okay, so pause the video, try that problem, and then we'll get started. Okay, our objective today is I will divide whole numbers and unit fractions. So today I will divide whole numbers and unit fractions. Okay, so what we've done so far in this unit is the first lesson we did, it was all division of unit fractions by whole numbers. And then in our last lesson, it was dividing whole numbers by unit fractions. What's going to happen in today's lesson is they're going to mix them up. So we're not doing anything new, but we're going to have to really understand the word problems so we don't get mixed up. So we're going to take our 2 things we've learned and now have to try and keep them from being confusing when they're together in one lesson. So none of our vocabulary or notes are going to be the same, but we're just going to have to remember when we draw, we always draw what we have. Okay, so I'm going to get started. My first problem looks like this, and it says, Hannah has 5 candy bars. How many friends can share if each friend gets a 1/4 of a candy bar? So I have to ask myself, what do I have here that I'm dividing? So do I have a 1/4 of a candy bar that I'm dividing into 5, or do I have 5 candy bars that I'm dividing into 4ths? So my equation is 5 divided by 1/4, which means I always draw what I have. So this is what I have. So I have 5 wholes. That's what I have. And I'm going to divide them into 4ths. So okay, so how many friends are going to get pieces? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. My answer is 20, which makes sense. If you have wholes and you're cutting them into fractions, you're going to have a lot of pieces. Okay, let's look at my next one. This one says Create a word problem, draw a model, and solve for the following equation. 1/3 divided by 2. Okay, so this time I have a third. That's what I have. So I have 1/3 of a candy bar. I want to give it to my 2 friends. How much will they each get? Okay, so this means I have a third of a candy bar. So I don't even have 1 candy bar. I only have a third. So I only have a third, and I'm going to have to divide it into 2 parts for friend 1 and friend 2. So how much does each friend get? They get 1 piece out of the 6 pieces. So hopefully you've kind of started to see a pattern here when you do these. All right, we're going to get started on page 238 together. So let's look at our first one. And it says, create a word problem, draw a model, and solve for the following equation. 4 divided by 1/8. Okay, so this is what we have. We have 4 of something. So we have to decide, what do we have 4 of? So again, we don't want to be really creative. We just want to be very clear in these. So we could say, like, I have 4 pizzas. And I told you I like the pizza problems because they're clear. I cut each one into 1/8. How many slices do I have? Okay, so let's draw this. We have our 4 pizzas. Remember, even though pizzas are usually circular, our pizzas are all going to be rectangular because it's the easiest thing to draw. Okay, and each pizza is cut into 1/8. Which I like to do half, and then I like to do 4ths, and then cut those into 1/8. Okay, so how many slices do I have? Well, I have 8 here, 8 here, 8 here, and 8 here. So I have 32 slices. Okay, let's look at our last one together. Tony has 1/4 of a large pizza. He gave it to his 3 friends to share equally. What amount of the pizza did each friend receive? Okay, so what does he have? He doesn't have 3 friends that he's dividing into pizza. He has 1/4 of a pizza that he's going to divide into his 3 friends. Okay, so let's draw his pizza. And he has 1/4 of it. So he has 1/4 of the pizza, and he's going to divide it to his 3 friends. So friend 1 gets that, friend 2, and friend 3. Okay, so how much does each friend get? They get 1 piece out of how many? 12 pieces. So the answer is 1/12. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, you have the next 3 pages to try on your own. Have a great day.